Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah. Come on, come up now. Can't stop me. You coming up.
I was like, you knew I was dancing.
I knew when you came on, you were going to be dancing.
I was
Hey,
about a whole dance.
yeah, right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Can you believe another week has gone by and we are back again
I know.
tonight?
Time
Don't they go by so fast?
It does, but that's I think because we're excited.
That's it. Because Morgan and I were messaging back and forth today, and I was like, oh my God, I'm excited, just like it's the very first day. So y'all come in, get
Absolutely.
on here and just tune in. Please share, please like, follow the Hop series. We are doing some amazing things and have some amazing content. But tonight, but before we get into that, hey, Jackie, before we get into that, so how have
Jackie.
you been since last Tuesday? Have you been? What's been going
What
on?
last week I've been busy.
Mhm.
This week is probably busier.
Oh my
No,
God.
but
Do we ever have down days? Like, is there anything such as down day? I don't think so. Do we?
yes. So, I have okay. So my therapist is huge on me specifically doing things for myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I was instructed to give myself 30 minutes a day.
Oh,
And because I couldn't handle that, he was like, "We're going to take it down a notch, but I need for you to intentionally 15 minutes a day do something for you."
okay.
Intentionally. So I was like, okay. So it can be done. And because it was something like that, I just know with my schedule in general, I knew I needed at least one day where I don't want to say not doing anything, but I wasn't out of the house. I wasn't working. I wasn't really pulled anywhere else. So I was just present, whether it was for myself in the house, do things around the house for whatever it is. And
Mhm.
so I do have a day during the week. So I
Okay.
think that's something that's important, especially in entrepreneurship, because I mean, you need a day at least during, and actually, my partners that we work with as well. I'm like, take a day during the week. You need a day where if you have to go to the doctor, you can't go on a Saturday if the doctor's not open. So we
Right.
need a Monday through Friday at some point in time to be able to handle certain things where they're only open during those business hours.
Mhm.
So, we need to be intentional, whether it's just a personal day or just so that we can be able to make sure that health wise, and, we have kids as well, that we can be able to maintain a good balance. So,
Right.
yeah.
I think we need to hurry up and get that show about mom care and self care and have a panel and really do that. We need to do that sooner than later. So we're going to discuss that and get that on the books. Y'all,
Mhm.
listen, we have our schedules booked out until the end of April with content. Can you
Yes,
believe that? That lets you know just how serious we are about that. But my days are running together. Everything is just on top of each other, but it is what it is. I do what I have to do. Hey, it comes with the territory. But
absolutely.
tonight, Black art, expressions, and emotions is the topic for tonight. And I am excited about our guests. So we are not going to delay. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome to everyone that is checking in and
Hello,
commenting.
Corey.
Please share. Please share. Get some more folks on here to watch and to listen. This is going to really be great on tonight. So I am going to let you, since this is your guest and you know all about her, but I'm just excited to meet her. Just give us an intro and then we are going to bring her in.
Yes. So, I had um jumped into, business a couple of years ago and was starting to do pop-ups. and a friend of mine has an event space in Wilmington. Um, the Academy Studios in Wilmington. Um, I happened to run into this amazing artist, and it was like the first thing that I saw and caught my eye. And the first thing she said to me was, "Touch it."
Oh, wow.
Yes, which is something that you don't hear when you're talking about art, and especially, and that
Right.
really just me to touch her art. But she is such a her art, just it transcends a lot of things. She has all types of people that are, are buying her pieces. There's an amazing story that's really behind it as well. And that's why I was so excited when, we started this with you to say, okay, who exactly do I know that I think would, love to be on this show and would honestly bring some amazing content. And so when I, sent Velvet, or our guest, her name is Velvet Point Dexter, when I sent her a message, she jumped right on it and was like, absolutely, I would love to. So, to have someone to just be so eager to be able to, share their story, share their art, and really be able to kick off Black History Month. I'm like, this is exciting. This is our first show in February. Every month is Black History Month, but as far as we're concerned, we're going to really highlight and go in on these shows of some amazing people that you don't necessarily hear from, but have some stories to tell that, have definitely brought some value, to our own communities as well as to our culture.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to have her come on and share. Though, like you said, you don't get to touch art. You usually it's preserved. So it's like, no, you can't put your hands on it. You're gonna mess with whatever, the oils in the paint or whatever they have going on, you'll mess it up. So to be able to actually have someone or some art where you can physically touch, I am really want to hear about that. Like what is that like? Because I've never been able to do that. But
Right.
we I'm excited to have her and bring her in and ask questions. And listen, for those of you that are watching, share this. You may know some artists that may not know. We're going to ask her some great questions about getting started, how you do things, and weigh in on it. Oh, there she is.
Yes,
Yay!
hi, Velvet.
Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
We are great. It's so nice to have you on the show. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on with us.
Thank you. No, thank you.
So
I'm
we're
very oh
go
no, I
ahead.
was
I'm
gonna say
sorry.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Great. Well, we want you to just feel free to just share whatever you. We of course have our questions that we're going to ask, but if there's anything else that you want to share that we may have not touched on, do so. We never know who's watching and who's going to be watching later. That's artistic but may not know what to do or how, just you'll inspire people. So I'm excited about it on today. So Morgan, I think it would be befitting if you would start off with the questions and then I'll just kind
Yes.
of follow up and come in there.
Okay, so as I was giving my intro, I said the first thing that you ever said to me was, I can touch your work.
Yes.
And that was the first thing, besides just the same beaming smile that we just saw. Besides that, it was just like, oh my gosh, I get to touch it. Why do you want people to touch your work, and explain like what's the passion behind allowing people to do that?
I feel like art should be experienced, not just looked at and seen. I wanted all of anybody who comes encounter with my work, I want them to experience a deeper connection with me through my art and through touch.
Wow. So and I
That's
like that
facts.
because you get a chance to feel the textures. And some people for touch, it's therapeutic for them. So you
Yes,
never know how them touching the art and feeling all the curves and the nuances of it, how that would be for them, what an experience it would be. So that is because you're used to going into seeing art and it's like, no, no, you don't touch that. You just look at it and admire it. But I really want to feel it. So let me see what it feels like.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so
And there's like,
let's just talk about real quick, like when, as far as actually touching it, what is your normal like canvas medium, and what do you use as far as,
I use, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, that was the question. You're good.
I use acrylic paint, sand, and glue, and I paint on wood.
Oh.
I've tried other mediums like canvas, but the weight of the sand makes it bow. So
Mm.
the best piece of material I found so far is the wood.
Well, okay. And is there a specific type of wood that you use or?
I use all types, but not compressed wood. Compressed is where it's particles brought together. I just use like regular wood, but it has to have a little thickness to it because I want to put the hook on the back so it can be hung.
Okay. Okay. So how did you get into doing art like this? What inspired you to start it?
It was like it started out. It didn't start with sand. It started with glass on wood. I was depressed, having other mental issues, or going through, and I needed an outlet. And
Mm.
therapy wasn't getting it. Listening to people wasn't really getting it, and I wanted people to understand and feel what I was feeling at that time, at that moment, that memory. And so I started it on glass, and it didn't really work for me. I felt like people still wasn't feeling, literally and figuratively, they still wasn't feeling what I was trying to convey.
Mm.
So then I went to the sand where it can be touched. I even like did rice a little bit, but
Mm.
a good friend of mine, a friend of mine taught me how to the technique, and I just went off on it. I love it.
So did you have anything in childhood that any artistic tendencies or abilities or leading into that in childhood that may have been dormant and this kind of triggered it to start back up, or did it just start just during that time that you were speaking of?
I've always been in some form artistic, sewing. As a child, I used to sit and draw houses,
Mm.
design houses. I actually went to school for architectural engineering,
Oh,
um, to so I know like a lot of programs and stuff like that, but I really always liked to draw and
okay.
create.
Yeah, my brother, he's always been, I think the very first thing I remember seeing him do, then that let me know his ability is he would take some kind of electronic, he would take it apart and it just fully take it apart and then he would sit and put it back together. And he
Mm,
started going into architecture as well. He didn't finish like he should have, but the amazing ability. So I can see how you that can lead into it if you just stick with it. So that is very interesting. I don't have an artistic bone in my body, I don't think, but I love art and I love to admire it and I love
mm,
to get the backstory behind different pieces that I see, because there's so much in it. There's so much history. There's so much feeling and thought into it, and that's what makes it appeal to me the most. So I'm this is cool. I'm enjoying this. This is amazing. And I want to be able to come and touch your art too. So I want you to tell me to hey, touch this. Touch it. Okay, sure. I want
Yes,
to touch.
for
Wow.
sure.
I was like, the other cool part is, of course, with me having kids, to not have to tell kids not to touch it. Velvet's entire, like I said, I met her during a pop-up, so her entire booth is child friendly. She makes earrings, she has Lego glasses that I've bought, as gifts for, other friends. My kids even have them as well, which are cool. They get to, design them with different Lego pieces all over their
Yes.
frames and stuff like that. It's just it's an experience all the way around versus, just that. So let's see. My next question for you was, how has just art in general, you observing it and then making it, influenced you personally? So you talked about what, got you into it, but now how has it affected you since you have, found your medium, you found your niche, and you feel like you can be able to effectively express yourself?
It allows me to communicate and express myself more. I used to not say anything. I used to let not let things roll off of me, but like not say what I was thinking, whether it was fear, rejection, the feeling of possibly being rejected by expressing yourself. And now it doesn't it doesn't happen. Um, if I need to get it out and I can't get it out verbally, I get it out in my art. Um, I try to tell a story or bring back a memory or something like that in every piece that I do.
That's big, especially for that little bit where I was saying to today, I need to find that 15 minutes a day to do something for myself. And for what you just said right there, if nothing else, that I was like, how we talk all the time, but like that just really like just pushed me a little bit further to be like, okay, you know what? Go ahead and find that 15 minutes, because we're making an excuse at the end of the day as to why we can't find that time. But if you honestly are feeling something, you need to get that out. And you're right.
Yes,
If there aren't words at the time, you don't feel like you can adequately express yourself, there needs to be an outlet that is healthy for you to be able to get this
yes,
out. So I absolutely love the fact that like you found a place to be able to non-verbally express yourself where there is, that release, you know.
and there still is vulnerability. There's
Yeah.
vulnerability in that, but just knowing, freeing yourself, taking that weight, it is such a weight lifted off of you when you can get out the things that are inside of you, whether it's however you choose
Mhm.
to get it
And
out.
Yeah.
that's special to be able to do that with art. Just putting your feelings, your emotions, you can't speak it, but you can put it on there. And for me, I can just envision that being so special, because I journal, and I have like
Mhm.
4 journals that I write in regularly. And that's my way. And now I'm thinking, well, shoot, let me think of something else I could do when I really don't feel like getting that pen and writing. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm going to jump up and do some art, because it'll just
Right.
be, just paint thrown everywhere. But, finding that outlet is important, that really expresses how you feel. And even having that level of vulnerability, even from the art, that's real deep right there. because you have it on display for people to
Yes.
see. Like my journals, I can write in my journals and I close them up and they're mine. Like nobody sees it unless I give them that. But your art is out for people to see. So it is showing an era or a time in your life where you were feeling some kind of way and you put it on there on this wood, which is really something to be able to do that. So Corey's asking, are there any pieces available for us to see? So you have it up somewhere where they can see.
Yes, it's actually some behind me. Let me see. I have actually my whole wall is I have so much artwork. I'm trying to get rid of it, but hold up, let me turn on the other light. So I don't know if you could really see it, but I have like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 8. I have 18 pictures hung up in my living room. There's
Wow.
Marvin the Martian. There's a picture called Attitude, a lady with my cord. Um, there's a lady with the orange. I call her Attitude. And then I have some more racy pieces, and then I always go back to like kids and stuff, but they are black light too. A lot of my I'm playing with black light, so they will glow in the dark too.
Oh,
If
okay.
I Not all of them, but most of them will glow in the dark.
Okay. Do you have classes that you hold, for kids or adults?
I'm trying to get into that because one of my main goals for my artwork is to be put into schools for disabled and challenged kids so that they can touch it.
Okay.
Um I have not I have not actually taught something yet because each color takes 24 to 48 hours to dry.
Oh, each color,
So like
not
this
each,
picture
not
behind
each
me,
work, each color.
each color.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
sometimes you can't do like black and black or but like for example the picture behind me, it probably took like a minimum of 2 weeks to make.
Really? And then you have to wait the 48 hours for it to dry and
Yes.
that.
And then you
So,
go to the next color.
oh, okay. So you can't do them all at once. You have to do
Oh
pieces,
no.
do it in sections. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, Corey wants to know, are they for sale?
Oh, they're all for sale.
Yes,
Okay.
Corey,
So
let me tell you, she's one of my favorite selling artists. And I had this actually, that first piece she told me to touch, I laughed and joked with her, and I was like, listen, right now, I'm going to have to put you on my wish list. But this right here is my piece, okay? This right
you
here
put
is
your
my
claim on it.
Yeah, exactly. I put my
Yeah.
claim on it. Listen, she sold that piece. I was so excited. I texted her and I was like, I am so proud of you. I could, yes, listen, they are all for sale. I get so excited every time she sells a piece because I feel like it's one of my friends' life and their dreams coming true. They're able
Yes.
to, there's already obviously value in her work, but there's something about, when you provide a service and something and then someone loved it, they admire it, and now they want to take it home. They're taking a piece of you home. And
And it's
it's
all one of a kind.
Yeah.
you can't
It
get
can't be reproduced.
you can't get better than that.
And that makes it even more special because
Exactly.
this is mine. Nobody else can do this. This is it. You can try
Yes,
to replicate it, but you won't. So do you have a
yes.
website as well that you sell from, or is it strictly contacting you?
I do have a website. It's velvetpoindexter.com. It's
Okay.
Kind of, I try to make it simple. um, but it's my name, velvetpointdexter.com. Some of these pieces you will see on there. I'm actually updating it more, but I have some shows coming up. Um, I have a Galentine's Day brunch, and then on the 11th, and then on the 12th, I actually be in Christiana Mall.
Okay.
So
Vending.
All
you
right.
touch the art in the mall.
Yes, come visit me.
I'll come see you. Yes.
So, what would you say to someone who's artistic and may have done little things here and there, but they don't know how to really get into it or the avenue that they need to take? What would you say to them about that?
I would tell them to keep doing whatever they're doing. Don't stop. Even if you get to a point, sometimes I have to take my pictures down to not physically see them because I might need a break, but I'm still painting.
Okay.
You have to never give up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it's a passion, it will work out. It might not be as fast as you want it to be, but it will work out.
Right, right. My daughter, she does paintings on canvas. I used to
Mm.
have them up on wall here, but I'm getting ready to move, so I'm like I took them down, but she went through a period where she would just and she's very, very talented. Oh my goodness. She painted her one of her favorite movies is Hercules, and she's 23 years
Mm.
old. And she loves, I can't think of the guy's name with the flaming hair, but
Yes.
anyway, she made a small one of him, and when I tell you it is spot on the detail, but she would go and then she went through a stint of time where she just like stopped and everything just sat, and I know it's very therapeutic for her, and she really when she's painting I just leave her because she's all into it, and she's
Yes.
and everything is very meticulous, and so now she's getting back into it, and I'm like, okay, watching all of this stuff she's producing, like, girl, can you sell this? Like, my house is filling up with all these paintings. This stuff needs to be sold.
I
But
love
it
it.
for her, it just like you, was therapeutic, and it finding that
Yes.
area that's for you and not giving up when you have that gift is so important. And I know it's very helpful. So I'm glad that you found an area for you in a time that you really needed it that express what you could not say. And that's so important. That's so key. So Corey,
Yes.
she said that piece from Africa caught her
Okay.
eye, and she
Yes.
said,
You want to
"Love
see it again? Let me show you again.
let me show you
And
again.
it
I
glows.
Yeah,
like.
show
I
it
know
up
that is
again."
And it glows in
wow.
the dark. It's very hold up, let me turn the other light on. It black lights and it glows in the dark. And it's I don't know if you can I have a professional picture of it where Jill took a picture with me in
Yeah.
it, but it shapes and it says I have signs on it that say please touch, but the signs you can either keep them
Mm.
or give them back. But I also have a black Africa too, but it's a little different, but it's similar. It's abstract. It's an abstract piece.
Okay.
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 So
Hello,
please.
Leo. We saw you say hello.
Hi,
Welcome. So
Leo.
glad to have you on with us. Um, what has your family and the community, how have they encouraged you, or what have they had to say about your art?
They've actually rallied behind me. I have a lot of support with my family. My family, they really stand behind me. All of my shows that I've had, like out of state, in state, they've come. They've helped me. And as far as the community has been amazing. I've had multiple shows at the Wilmington Library on 42nd Street, 42nd and Market Street.
Mhm.
Um, I've had shows at I'm having a show at Artscape.
Hmm.
Um, I've had shows with Miss Nataki before. She's with the Soul Firm.
Mhm.
Um, it's all about bringing everybody together and really getting artists out, known
Mhm.
in Delaware.
Right. And that is so many people have so many gifts and talents, and getting that exposure is important, and that networking is so important
Yes.
to help them grow and flourish and encourage them. So I know with the encouragement that you get from your family and from the community, it just inspires you more, and it really helps that creativity, I would think, because they're expecting, they're anxiously awaiting your next piece or your
Yes.
next few pieces or whatever. So that has to be warms your heart to know that you have that kind of backing from not only your family but the community as well. Yeah,
Yes,
Yes.
that's great.
absolutely.
Smack said Delaware is full of amazing artists. All right, Smack. Hey.
Absolutely. Hey, Smack. Hey, Smack. So Jackie said, my
Hello.
grandbaby is 8 and draws very well. What do you encourage her to do more so that she can really develop her talent?
Even though she draws, maybe you can try different mediums. There is like a magnetic sand. You can do sticks, you can do I would say try to get her to explore as many art forms as possible. She doesn't have to just draw, she can do any type, any form of art. Um, but for 8-year old, I would say many crayons, many markers, a lot of paper, and just let them go, because something, when it's deep down in the inside of you, it will not be stopped.
Mm.
It will come out in your grandbaby even
Yeah.
more.
Hobby Lobby and Michaels will be your friend.
Yes.
They have so much, and I love Hobby Lobby, and I go in there and I see all of the wood, and there are different things that they have, and it's like, oh, I could do this. No, I don't want to mess that up. But my daughter's the same way. She's 8, and she draws, like, she takes all of my printer paper and she'll
Yes.
draw up a ream. And I actually bought a notebook with some of those plastic slip covers to put her stuff
Mhm.
in, because she does really well. So maybe I need to do that with her too and get her something.
Yes,
Yes,
for
there's
sure.
a join an art league for kids. Absolutely. They
I'm a
always in the community always have stuff going. Yeah.
I have a favorite thing that I used to do. I don't do it now because I can't do it with the sand, but artist trading cards.
Mm.
So you get little pieces of canvas. You can buy them like you can buy them like this big. It's not major. And let the child draw on them. And then you
Okay.
trade them. You trade them with other
Oh,
artists.
I love
Oh,
that
wow.
idea.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that.
I really like that idea.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and and you're creating anything. It could be anything. Some people do pins.
Mhm.
I say canvas because it's cheaper, but and it's something easy to start off on.
I will
Mhm.
find and see if I can add to like in the comment section to the links. I used to have when my 12-year-old was starting school, he wanted to do something for his classmates. So we actually made bookmarks and we could
Oh,
make them into different things. So there were like turtles, there was Pokemon, there were foxes, there were all these different things. And so, you had the front of it that you could be able to fold, but the back he would personalize or write a note or something like that was up
Oh,
there. So, maybe if you don't do canvas, but we're looking for paper, that's something that you could also be able to do well. And she can be able to put her art on those. And now she's giving bookmarks, which is something that kids use,
yes.
you know what I mean, as well. So, ooh, stamps is a great idea. Yeah, I was like, we've got
Yes.
that's a that trading card thing is actually really cool. Look, small wood pieces so that you could do. Yeah, because I need a
Because
couple of those.
I want to do it too. I know.
Wouldn't that be
I
cool?
want to trade too.
Wow.
You look, you would have people hanging their rear view mirrors instead of the air fresheners. You would have pieces of art. I could totally see
Right.
it. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me, how long have you been doing your art?
I've been doing it for over 10 years.
Okay. And what kind of changes have you seen in the way art is and art expression and emotions, all of that? How have you seen it change in the 10 years that you've been doing it?
I believe that people are starting to become more open. I don't know if that's really the right word to say, but they're experimenting more.
Okay.
So it's like it's evolving in something better. And not just that, we are we're becoming a large community. Like we're actually being seen now. There's art all over Wilmington, Bridges, the even before they did the murals, they had the snowmen and dinosaurs that you could design different things like that. So we're really popping up on the scene, and we're really starting to be seen, period.
Yeah. Do you think do you, and I don't know if you know this or not or paid attention to it, because we all know in 2020 how the pandemic hit and there was so many people that were in and so many people dealing with a lot. Do you think that a lot of people may have gotten more into it as a result of that, because we couldn't leave home for, my God, for a very long time? And how are people going to express themselves? I know for my kids, it was very difficult for at least two of them to be in like that. But do you think that there's been an increase in creativity?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
They-
people are actually doing their passion now. They're actually selling it. They're actually putting it out there. They might have did it for a hobby before, but it's not a hobby anymore.
Mhm.
It's evolved.
Right, right. It's amazing how life situations, whatever, good, bad, or indifferent, if will lead you to a passion that you may have not even realized you had,
Yeah.
and it will just flourish and you will flow in it like you've been doing it forever. And it's like, no, I just started like a year ago. Like, what? This is professional work here. So, question from Smack. Smack says, do you do anything in the schools or community for the youth?
Through it doesn't really deal with art. I do activities and stuff through church. Um, Volunteer with giving out free food. I try to stay connected with the youth because it's important, and they don't have outlets. I mean,
Mhm,
like people that they feel they can talk to, people they feel like they can express themselves to, or say what they've been thinking, say what's going on with them.
mhm.
So I just try to stay connected with the youth. I just do what I can when I can.
Right. Do you take when you're with them, do you take some of your art to show the kids what you do just so they can touch it and experience it as well?
Yes, all the time. I tend to either carry my earrings, or which I give away all the time, or but my artwork, I always try to carry samples with me so that so people can physically feel, and it just does something to you when
Yeah.
you're touching it.
Right,
I
right.
mean, I know it's my art, but it does something to me.
Well, I'm sure it does something to those who are able to experience it as well. Right, right. I'm trying to get to Delaware. I want to come touch your art. I want to feel it too. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump from me.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. Look, maybe at some meetup.
Yes, a powwow of the
sounds
great
that
minds.
sounds that way. I'm game. Hey, I'll get my car and drive anywhere. I tell
Me
people I
too.
don't mind traveling. Wherever you want to meet up, okay, we'll do that. We will
Yeah,
do it.
listen, you guys will be extra excited next week when we tell you about how we met up and then where that they had Velvet's art. Like, come on, y'all.
Right, right. So
So,
tell me,
Velvet, would you say that that there has been a change as far as the value system when it comes to art? Because I know not a lot of people, art is something that they try to say is privileged. It's for the privileged. You know what I mean? That's most of the time why you don't touch it and why they're in museums that cost money, where there's certain people who will never be able to, afford to be able to go and see it. But there's a lot more people now who are looking at art completely differently. And you're right, like you said, people are coming out with other ways of expressing themselves and calling this art. Where do you feel like the value system has gone? Do you feel like it's stayed lateral? Has it gone up?
I feel like the value system has actually went down. People look at art as an investment. I would say I don't like they don't want to pay they don't really want to pay, but my art is very affordable. And the piece behind me, which is a 24 by 24, they go for 125 to 150. Some of them vary depending on the more color I use, but
Mhm.
I definitely had to bring my pricing down. um and it hurts sometimes because you still want to keep up the quality of the
Right.
work. You need your supplies. You need you have to stay on top of all the new stuff. Like all of my artwork can is sealed, so it can be cleaned and wiped down. It will
Hmm.
not degrade. It will not change the color.
oh wow.
um so I have to stay up with the sealants, or I have to stay up with the colors of the sand, or if I want to uh color my sand myself, I still need those supplies.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
something interesting to think about.
right.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of areas now where I guess the value is being questioned and what people are willing to pay for things. But at the same time, like you said, each one of those pieces took at least 2 weeks. The more color, the longer it takes. So, like behind me, I see months and months
Yes.
and months of work. And like that value, like, you know what, maybe I think that that's something that we need to talk about more as entrepreneurs, like really what goes into it, what really, it's not just I'm here and I'm putting some sand wood and then I'm just slapping some crease on it. No, there is a lot to do, because here's the thing, April, we can't do that. You could do a class and trust me, my stuff still ain't gonna look anywhere close like, even if I had an artistic bone in my body. So at the end of the day, because what, everybody brings something different to the table. So
Right.
I think that maybe just as entrepreneurs, we need to share more about the process, what it really takes, really what the cost is. We
Yes,
don't want to be that person to professionally give you a breakdown,
I know.
because we've been told that's unprofessional. But the reality is, if you really want to see why my price is the way that it is, here it is. And then
Right.
you realize, like you said, you've never put it isn't affordable, overpriced.
Mhm.
Right.
But that feeling of now I'm putting my feelings into my art and then having to decrease that, what does that change as far as your value system? Or does that just say, okay, you know what, this is a business right now, I have to change my prices for my business right now, this does not devalue me at all, I'll continue to make my work? So where exactly does that put you? You know what I mean? Because I want people to understand you don't stay in a defeatist state because of what is going on around us, but now what do you do to, keep going?
My
Mhm.
passion for art is so strong that I continue. My mom always gets on me. She's like, you give your pictures away, or you need to not put that there, or you need to charge higher or something like that. But my love for what I do is so strong that sometimes I feel like as long as I'm covering my price for wood, because when we went through this little economy, problem, wood skyrocketed.
Mm.
It was like I buy my wood in sheets. It was like $78-$90 for a
Wow.
sheet of wood that I might only get 4 pictures out of, if
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think, and I agree with Smack. She said that she wouldn't lower her price. She would advise you to do that because the right person is going to come along. And when you think about the heart, the passion that you put into it, and how it is, so I could purchase something and it's going to last me forever. Like it's
Yes.
never going to degrade. So you cannot just say, okay, well, I'm just going to lower the price. But all of this value, all of this high quality that you've put in there, and a lot of people do that just to for anything, just to make the sale or just to do this. And that's not, I mean, if you've been divinely led, of course, to do that,
Right.
but fine. But if you are trying to really, this is your soul at work, your heart and
Yes.
soul into it. So never
Yeah.
drop that. Somebody is going to come along and they're going to say, you know what, whatever your price is, I'm paying it because I
Exactly.
know what quality this
Yeah.
is. And to be able to, for me who travels and moves, if I'm moving from place to place, I know everywhere I move, when I take your artwork and put it up, it's still going to look like the very day you made it, even
Yes.
every day you put it together. That's
Mhm.
important. That's not to be diminished. That is to be really, really rewarded for that and celebrated for it, because that's
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
can't say that about a pair of Jordans these days. They don't even last you 5 years.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
real. And you spending more than $150 for some Jordans.
Right.
Next time
Right.
y'all want to spend some money, go to velvetpointexter.com
That's right.
to buy some art, okay?
Yep. Yep. That's
And you
right,
will be
Matt.
satisfied.
Of course. Well, we're looking at the evidence behind you. We have no doubt. None. I know I would be. Yeah.
Absolutely. Your name.
People are trying to buy stuff off off right now. So yeah,
Everything must go.
everything. She's selling it all,
Absolutely.
y'all. All whatever you see, just you get her in the comments or on her website. Say, look, I want this. Oh wow.
So we
Yes,
have
and
one,
thinking
I
about
guess
that,
one more. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say I do customize. So
No.
if you do have a picture that you would like sanded, I can do it in its likeness. I never try to create the image of what the original image, but I do it in its likeness.
Okay. Okay. So Smack wants you to explain the picture right behind you. She wants the story. I believe it's with the man. Is that what's
It's
the
a it's
story
a
with
it's
this
a
one?
it's actually called Wisdom.
Oh,
That's the name of the picture, and it's something about the kids. the love and what we learn from them. And I don't know if you can really see it, but it's so captivating to me in the eyes.
And that's what
That's
Smack said.
exactly
She
what
said it's
Smash
the
said.
eyes.
Yeah, it's the
She
eye.
said those eyes. Yeah.
And I've had it for I've had this picture probably for like maybe almost 2 years, and it still
Oh
hasn't
wow.
sold yet. And it's
Smack, there you go.
125.
Mac,
Yes.
I think that portrait's waiting for you, dear. You can go ahead on and get that. But yeah, those eyes are very. It's like you can see deeper by looking in those eyes.
Yes. And
Yeah,
that's what I try to convey.
mm-hmm.
The
Now,
the
even me
deeper.
with my non-artistic self, I can see that.
Exactly. They're very
Thank
captivating.
you.
So I was like, Smack did have another question. She said, as a woman, do you think it's harder for you in the art world than as a man?
Definitely, but I don't fully understand why. Because art
Mm,
is art. It really doesn't have a face. Um, everybody likes all different types, but people have said to me that I'm the underdog. They've said it, you know.
wow.
Um, you know, and I try and but it's not gonna stop me.
Hmm.
It's not gonna, my goal, um, my path may not have never been meant to be on the same path as them, you
Right,
know.
Hmm.
right. And I find that so hard. Like you said, art doesn't have a face. So it's not like it's your picture, you're drawing yourself or anything. It's not self portraits, it's other things. And it's no one would know who it was unless you came out and say, oh, yeah, this is, my work. So how is it so different? Why is there such a large difference between the male and female artists when you're both putting your same heart and soul into it and you're not actually looking at the person? And it
Yeah.
just further shows how divided things are between
Yes.
men and women. And even in this, which shouldn't even have a division, there is. And I have trouble with even understanding that or even accepting it because why? Why? It's art and we all have our own expression. But you just keep going. You keep doing what you're doing.
I am.
Keep putting your heart and soul into it. I see you have a
Yes.
passion for it. We see it in your work. I'm going to the website myself because hey, I can never have too much. It's always I can have
Thank
walls
you.
dedicated to it. And I'm just so appreciative that you took the time out of your schedule to be on with us today and just
Yes.
share all this great information. It was awesome. Your work is beautiful and amazing. And I'm definitely
Thank
coming
you.
wherever you are. So we're gonna have to keep up so I can
Yes.
come, so I can feel this. I want to touch this art and see what's going on with it. Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna
Yes.
bring my girls too, so I think they would enjoy that as
I
well.
love it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely. And listen, April, tell your daughter like she should honestly consider selling those pieces. Like I said, I grew up with parents who really did have an appreciation for art and
mhm,
valued it a lot, and they would buy pieces that they liked in different mediums. So I grew up with sculptures, I grew up with paintings, I grew up with a lot of different things in the home. And believe it or not, one of my favorite pieces growing up was a Hanna-Barbera. And
mm,
he did a
Mm.
lot of different ones that was just on straight glass, but still did the cartooning just like he would for the sketches on that. And they would sell for goo gobs of money. So
mhm.
even though it's not something that she just thought up out of thin air, those images and stuff are definitely worth something. And trust me, people who love Hercules just as much as she is, they're going to pay a pretty penny for
Yeah.
what she's putting on that canvas.
Well,
Yes,
I'm
for
definitely
sure.
gonna keep pushing her, and I'm gonna show her your work too, Velvet. Like, look,
Thank
you need to
you.
keep going. Don't stop. Look. So thank
Absolutely.
you so much. We were so happy to have you on here.
Thank
Oh my
you.
goodness.
Thank
Yeah,
you
so let
guys.
the
Yes,
people
thank
know
you.
where they can find you, where they can check out your work, any your events that you have coming up. Let them know before we get off here.
Well, I will be at Christiana Mall February the 12th. I'll be at Christiana Mall, and then I will be at Artscape having a show in June for the first Friday.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Awesome. Awesome. And then velvetpoindexter.com is your
Yes.
website. Go on
Yes.
there, check out her art. You can, she says she customizes. So if there's something that you would like, she can make it just to your specifications and just patronize this beautiful woman and her
Thank
great work. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being on. We appreciate it so, so, so much.
Yes,
But
you.
thank you
Happy
for
to
your yes,
talk.
Velvet.
yes, next week, before we get off here, next week, you don't want to miss this. Oh, our topic will be building a legacy through cooking. And when I said that,
Oh,
Morgan was like, "Yes, yes, yes." So come back.
definitely.
We have another special guest that's going to join us on next week. And we're going to talk about building legacies and family traditions and how to take that on into the future for future generations through cooking. You know, we African American people, we love to eat, so we love to cook. And I just remember my grandmother and my great grandmother and just watching them and being in the kitchen with them. So we're going to talk all about that next week and what that means. So
If you
we are
want to
so
see me ugly cry, make sure you tune in next Tuesday at 7.
hey, and you don't have to pay any money to see her ugly cry. You can see that for free. All you got to do is log on. Listen, yeah, I have a request for everybody that is watching, those that are going to watch the replay. I want you to tag and share Hop Series every single Tuesday on the same platform at 7 p.m. We're going to come on with some new things. You guys have got to hit Morgan up in her inbox, hit me up in my inbox with ideas, things that you want to discuss, things you want us to talk about. You have someone that would be awesome that we could bring on. We're trying to encourage, empower women because women, do you not know how powerful you are? Come on. Let's not sit back on the back burner anymore. It is time for us to come forth and take our rightful place and do those very things that we've wanted to do, but we have not done them for whatever reason. This is the place here with Hop Series where you can get the encouragement, the uplifting, the joy, the excitement to help you get to your next level. That's what we're endeavoring to do. Isn't that right, Morgan? Like we are not going to stop. We're going to make sure that everyone that comes on here, we encourage you. Now, men, we know you watching too, so you can get uplifted as well. Okay, so we're not just gonna say the women, even though this for the women, but the men that are coming on here, don't think you're counted out. We're going to support you because we love our men, don't we? Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
We
yes.
love
So if
you
Absolutely.
I
guys,
was
and
going to
we're
say,
gonna
so if you know someone, whether that is, your woman or a woman who would
through.
love to be on our show, give us an email shout out, like she said, either to
Yep,
our inboxes or at seriesinfo@houseofpeach.org. This way we
there
can be
you
able to
go.
put you on the schedule. Like we said, we're booked out already till April. So you might want to jump on the schedule before and we
Right,
did that all in one phone call. So
one.
let's make sure we get on it if you want to be in before the end of 2023, because it
Absolutely.
is up fast. We're super excited with amazing guests like we've had so far, and you
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Velvet. We appreciate it. And until next week at the same time on these same platforms, we hope that all of you have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful remainder of your week. Stay safe, love each other, be kind to somebody. Just it doesn't hurt to be kind. And a smile always helps. And we'll
Yeah.
see you again here next Tuesday. We are looking forward to it. Can tomorrow be Tuesday? Can we make tomorrow Tuesday? I wish we could make
I know.
tomorrow
I'm
Tuesday.
excited.
The excitement that we have.
Look, I'm gonna come up with
Nobody really knows.
so it's a
They
magic wand and a dance.
They don't really get how excited we are to do these shows. They don't really understand it. So, but we're happy that you all came on today. Thank you so much. And we will see you on next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up.